Hey, what's up guys? I've been doing so many gun related stuff. I thought I'd go back and take a closer look at this Enlan EL-01A here. I did the unboxing a while back and haven't really gotten to show you guys a lot of the details yet of this knife, and I thought I'd do that now for you. Enlan, if you don't know, is a Chinese company. Similar to Sanrenmu, they make high quality knives at very affordable prices. This one is about the $25 to $30 range, maybe a little bit less, but you know, depending on how much you pay for shipping. This is a large pocket folder with a flipper design and liner lock. Steel is the typical 8CR13 MOV and G10 handles. Medium traction G10 with these slots cut out of them. That tends to give it a little bit more traction. Lots of jimping everywhere. I mean, we're talking, there are more places with jimping on the steel liners, the stainless steel liners, than there are not. Which, depending on what you prefer, may be a good or bad thing. But this thing is definitely designed to have tons of traction, holds well in your hand. And let's give you guys some specs real quick. In the closed position, it is 4 3/4 inches long. In the open position, it comes in at 8 3/8 of an inch. The cutting edge is just under 4 inches. Let's say 3 3/4 inches. It's got this interesting spine of this blade. It has this recess area. Not exactly sure what it's for. Maybe it's for weight reduction. Maybe it's for, you know, just for aesthetics. Not really sure, but nice quality blade. It is a flat ground with a secondary bevel. Pretty sharp. You know, about as sharp as any other Sanrenmu or Enlan knife comes from the factory. And this flipper also acts as a finger guard, as most of them do. Construction is torque screws all the way around with this kind of these kind of proprietary screws on the pivot. There's a good amount of skeletonization in the liner. I mean, I'm seeing maybe half-inch diameter holes cut out in a lot of the spaces inside, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 big holes punched through the liners on either side. So that's sure, I'm sure that gives it a fair amount of weight reduction for a knife this size. There is a lanyard hole towards the end. Carrying position, right hand tip up carry only. Cannot switch to another spot. So let's weigh this sucker. Weighs in at 5.5 ounces. Let's go grams. 155 grams for you guys on the metric system. I like to compare this knife with the ones that I have in my inventory, being that it's a flipper, being that it's a liner lock, being that it's relatively large size. Let's compare that against the Kershaw trimmer. Kershaw trimmer is slightly larger. Same carrying method, tip up right hand. Flipper, however, this flipper design is has the speed safe assisted opening, and has Kershaw has a mild recurve, whereas this one is just standard. It's almost like a spear point, but it is a a drop point. So similar size blade, but definitely different blade shape. I would say I prefer the Kershaw blade shape better, even though the recurve makes it a little bit harder to sharpen. Similar thickness. The Kershaw cutting edge is about the same as the EL-01. However, the entire knife with the handle is a fair amount bigger. Especially when you're looking at this pistol grip. I guess this pistol grip handle doesn't necessarily need to be that big. Well, then again it does. So let's compare the weight between these two. Again, this came in at 155 grams and 5.5 ounces. Kershaw trimmer. 5 7/8, a little bit heavier. So, being that it's a little bit bigger, sure has something to do with it. However, I think the stainless steel liners in the Enlan is thicker, from what I can tell. And also you can see the stop pin right there. The stop pin on the Enlan is much heavier duty. The liner lock is one of the things that I really like about this Enlan. I mean, just look how heavy duty that liner lock is. It's the entire thickness of the liner, which is a really thick liner. And the engagement is more than 100%, but being that it's so thick, still has plenty of room to go. It's plenty of room to wear in. Has a decent amount of angle where the lock contacts, so I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Let's compare that with the other knife that I compare the Kershaw trimmer to, which is the CRKT Hammond Cruiser. Also a flipper. Blade shape is similar between the CRKT and the Enlan. Similar size blade, similar size blade as well. Probably has more in common between these two knives than the Kershaw, just because the Kershaw has a speed safe assisted opening, whereas the CRKT and the Enlan does not. But the CRKT is a lot thicker, the scales are a lot thicker, and it's kind of a, I believe this is some kind of polymer or groovery type handle, whereas this is G10. And the liners, again, in the Enlan is way thicker. We're probably talking at least 25%, 30% thicker. And you can see that in the liner lock. Much more sturdy liner lock or liner than the CRKT Hammond Cruiser. And then let's see the weight. Hammond Cruiser. In ounces, 6 1/8. In grams, 172. So, between these three knives, these three flipper designs, the Enlan weighs by almost half an ounce lighter than the next lineup, which would be the Kershaw. And I would say it's just as capable, if not more so, because of the heavy duty liner. Same blade size, same amount of cutting surface. Of the three, this is also heavier duty, because I can see that the engagement between the lock and the size of the locking bar is just, you know, much beefier. I would recommend that knife, especially for the price. Now, what I don't like on this one though is how it carries. Not necessarily the method of carry. I like tip up right hand carry because I'm right-handed, but the position of the clip is a little too low for my taste, and you're talking almost an inch sticking out of your pocket there, whereas both of these carries a little bit deeper. The Kershaw trimmer carries the deepest. The clip, on the other hand, is not the best. is skeletonized, so that saves weight again. But this lip on this clip is much too small. I know that because I've been carrying this other Enlan which has the exact same clip. Okay? And that exact same clip profile is difficult to get back into your pocket, especially if you're wearing shorts, you know, kind of shorts that are a little bit baggy, so the pockets, you know, tend to have a little bit of give, and when you try to go put that back into your pocket, it doesn't like to catch on to the fabric, as compared to like the Kershaw. They give you a little bit more room. It comes up and then flattens out, so it gives you a little bit more room to catch it on your pants pocket before it comes in. The CRKT has a bigger clip, deeper clip before it contacts the scale. So that's one gripe I've got about the Enlan pocket clip. And even compared to another inexpensive pocket knife from China, this is the Land, which is also the it is the same company as San Remu. What is this? This is the 739 or something like that. I believe that's what this is. They have a much better clip profile. That goes into your pocket very easily. Doesn't carry quite as deep, but better than this. And the one in question here, better than that. That being my only gripe. It's a great knife. The steel is, it is what it is. 8CR13 MOV. It's Chinese AUS 8. Essentially, it's the same steel with the same steel composition, the same elemental composition. However, you know, I don't know how they heat treat their steel. If it's like San Remu, then it's decent. It's a nice, inexpensive, very durable pocket knife. And for somebody who's willing to carry a heavier knife for EDC, this would be a good choice. It's so sturdy that you could probably baton, you know, small pieces of wood if you wanted to. And again, that model is the Enlan EL-01A. And I know that there's a lot of guys out there that don't like these Chinese knives, but you know what? The trimmer's made in China. And probably out of the same factory. As a matter of fact, look at the steel. Look at the stonewashing between this knife and this knife. It's almost identical. Same steel, 8CR13 MOV. Peculiar, isn't it? Thanks for watching.